the consumer that we really work on educating is the daughter, the 45 to 64-year-old female. We call her Lisa. That was the #1 name in the late 60s for about 4 years. And so Lisa just hit that Social Security names database. And Lisa is doing the investigation. She's interested. She knows, she oftentimes intuitively knows that mom isn't quite ready to move. And so she'll oftentimes reach out to the most trusted, biggest name locally. Oftentimes that's a senior living community. The senior living community will then offer the referral, but it's still part of this process because they're brand new consumers into this space. So they haven't purchased home care before. There's a lot more information out there now that they can get, but everybody wants to start at least in an independent living community setting because that provides the most freedom, the most opportunity. It's the most probably like their home in terms of that setting. But what we're finding is that inside of those independent living situations, the next level, as we know, is assisted living and then skilled, which is your old school nursing home, even though it's improved from the 70s and 80s. But more people accessing these types of services inside of independent living to hold on to. They don't want to move up to that next level. And so we can provide help with ADLs and with all the things that are, become a challenge that you begin to access services in an assisted living setting, but you can provide a lot of those services at home, or even actually about 60% of all home care in the US right now happens on a senior living campus, oftentimes where they have services. It's just the one-on-one nature of the services as well as more relationship focused. And I think that's oftentimes what a daughter wants to ensure is that it's reliable and there's a good personality match with mom. And you can get that if you're buying it as a consumer one-on-one. It's harder to get when it's more in a congregate setting, which oftentimes is what people are trying to avoid along the way. But there are great operators out there, and it's a sought after service.
Yeah, I would, I don't know if it's a dirty little secret, but they don't talk much about it. I think the senior living operators who have the full continuum of care would like you to stay in independent living as long as possible and just put your toe in the assisted living and skilled nursing and then die immediately because it costs them so much more to provide those services.
Yeah.
So it's in their own self-interest to keep you in independent living and to have, that's the best business.
That's part of the business.